It's Katie Crysdale here from Lakeview Aquatic Consultants. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about my favorite baby shower gift as a swim instructor. The reason I wanted to make this video is to share a way that we as aquatic professionals, swim instructors, lifeguards, can promote water safety and drowning prevention in our spheres of influence, doing something as simple as a baby shower or birthday gift. So I have a very close friend from elementary school who is pregnant and due with her baby in September. I looked at the registry and there was nothing that really spoke to me. So I thought this was a great opportunity to go to my standard fallback baby gift, which is baby swim lesson supplies. I have been a swim instructor and a swim instructor trainer for 20 plus years. When I think back to my aquatic career, the vast majority of the lessons I was assigned to was preschool lessons. So things like parent and taught, parented swim lessons for babies from 6 months all the way up to toddlers in the preschool program. That was my sweet spot. So I have hundreds, if not thousands of hours teaching those levels. I've interacted with a fair number of parents and guardians over the years. I'm able to articulate what are some things that could help a new family, a new mom and dad have success in being able to prioritize swim lessons. This gift is particularly relevant because my friend has already said that teaching her child how to swim is a priority. We have discussed how valuable it is to get the baby into swim lessons as early as possible based on her own recovery as well as the baby's growth. One of the things I would say from having taught swim lessons is that fear is very much learned in older toddlers. If you can start infants and young children in swim lessons in a safe environment right away, it will make your life a lot easier as parents, as a family, to not have that opportunity where kids come up with fear. In this video, I'm going to be showing the things that I went out and purchased for her baby shower gift. The reason I wanted to do this is because a lot of aquatic professionals haven't actually considered doing this. When I've shared on Instagram that I'm putting together a baby gift for a friend or colleague and that it's pool themed, I've often had comments back, what a great idea. I've never thought to do this. I thought by making this video, I might help those of you who have been overlooking the obvious, as well as this video may reach someone who is looking for a different baby gift for their friends or family. My first stop is I do go to a retailer like Carter's or Oshbagosh, and I start with the bathing suits. The bathing suits are the most complicated part of taking your child or baby to swim lessons. Yes, online shopping in 2025 is a lot easier than when I first started teaching swim lessons 20 years ago. But if you can imagine a new mom, dad, baby, 3 or 4 months old, that postpartum phase where they're in the home and they don't have time or energy, the bathing suit is the most critical part of any pool themed baby gift. I go to Carter's. There's a Carter's located in my town, and I got a bunch of different swimsuits. Not everybody can afford to be this generous in their gift, but I like to make sure that I'm getting a variety of sizes within my budget, because it has been my experience that babies grow very, very quickly. And so you don't want to have a family who, from 1 week to the next during swim lessons, they don't have the right size of bathing suit. I went into Carter's and I got a 6-month bathing suit. I'm not going to be talking about the actual design decisions I made in terms of the print, but I do want to note that my friend's baby is due in September. Likely the earliest she's realistically going to be going to the pool, getting out of the house, traipsing to the pool is in December or January. I live in Canada, so that is a very, very cold time of year. It's a great time to go to the pool and be warmed up, but it is a lot of work. And even the warmest aquatic facilities like your private swim schools with your baby and taught lessons, they are going to be a little bit drafty. For this first bathing suit, which is marked as 6 months, she may or may not be able to use it when the baby is 3 or 4 months. I did go with a long sleeve because it is going to be a little bit warmer. Now, it may be a little bit harder to put this design on the child. There's only the snaps down here in the crotch. I went with this design, and if it doesn't work, they can move on to the bigger size. Oh, I got a 9-month next. Yes, this particular style is not as bright colored as it could be. If you saw my vlog recently about the importance of bright colored swimsuits for visibility for any sort of child swimming, trust me, I do still believe that wholeheartedly. No different from the Aquatics vibe picture you've probably seen, the graphic where bright colors are more visible in the water. But it is simply the case that at my Carter's in my town, there was a limited selection, and the size is what's important to me. I wanted to get different sizes. If the baby is born bigger than average, or if the baby's growing faster than average, they are not out of swim lessons because they have to stop and go to the store. We're trying to remove as many barriers to access as possible in terms of making it easy for the family to go to swim lessons or to go to public swim. This is the 9-month swimsuit. It's got the longer sleeves. The color is not ideal in terms of visibility and safety, but with a baby who is going to be with their caregiver 100% of the time in the pool and trusting my friend knows about water safety, this is a choice that I was okay with. The next size I got here, this is the 12-month swimsuit. So the baby's born in September. That does mean that during next summer, this is a longer style of sleeve. Thinking ahead to sun protection, if they're at the lake, the cottage, this coverage is going to be appropriate to the baby in any sort of water activities. But also, sometimes babies grow quickly and they could be in this swimsuit well before they're actually 12 months of age. Jumping ahead to 18 months, this is a sleeveless swimsuit, which is not going to be as warm. But at this stage, I was looking for something a little bit more aesthetic. And then last but not least, I have a 24-month swimsuit. As I said, this may not fall in the budget of everyone to be able to purchase this many swimsuits at once. This particular day I went to Carter's, all of the swimsuits were 20% off. Some of them started at about $32 Canadian, and then they were reduced down to $25 or $24 Canadian. Basically, I spent $100 in swimsuits, and I know that they're going to be used, and it's going to take a load off of her mind when she's indicated that swimming as a family is a priority, but who's going to have the time to go to the store to buy the swimsuits necessarily. The next thing I purchased to make her life much easier is I just went ahead and I bought a package of water diapers. This is a small thing, but it is very, very important if you can to get these in advance because they're somewhat hard to find if it's not during the warm part of the year. I'm filming this video in the summer, which means I can walk into most general retailers and they will have water diapers. It is a lot harder, at least in my experience in Canada, in the winter to find these, and it may not be as easy to source. Pampers Little Splashers was the brand available at my local Walmart. I do know Huggies was always more popular when talking to parents in terms of the design. This is the one you might have seen Michael Phelps promoting with his kids. The main point is to make sure that it is specifically a water diaper because the absorption beads located in a traditional land diaper, those are not suitable for an aquatic environment. When those diapers explode, all of those beads end up in the pool. It also comes down to the ruffle. I'm not going to open this package. I want to leave it sterile for my friend. But essentially, there are differences in terms of a land diaper versus a water diaper, not only in the composition of the diaper, the absorption materials, but also the ruffles to prevent leakage into the swimming pool. These Pampers are sorted in 3 sizes. They're not the same size chart as your dry diapers. This is the size small. Confusingly, on this packaging, we can see an older child, but when we look at the fine print, it does say 13 to 24 pounds. Baby, when they're born, might be 6, 7, 8, 9 pounds. So this is literally the smallest size if they can tighten the waistband. These were very affordable. I think this was $8.99 for 20 diapers. And then the parents can obviously use these in a pinch on land. So I'm going to throw this into the care package as well. One of the other things I purchased was a bath set. Now, you may not need to do this because a lot of first-time moms and dads will be given bath sets, but I was looking for a towel that was a hood because I don't want my friend to be doing the baby burrito.
Water safety is important whether you're in the water or outside of the water, and how you wrap your child with their towel could potentially save your child's life. It's simple physics. If your child is wrapped tighter than a Chipotle burrito and they fall into the pool and they don't have any experience on what they're supposed to do in that specific instance, they're gonna have a really hard time swimming back to the wall. So I would assume that your child's life is important to you. So the better way to wrap your child is under their arms, so their arms are free. This will help the child have better balance. Well, this will prevent them from, one, falling on the pool deck, maybe cracking the skull open, or falling into the water and not being able to swim at all. Here's what wrapping your child should look like.
It's not a safety issue the same way it is with a toddler, but I do want to provide a towel that is not going to initiate the idea of swaddling a toddler. This I got at Winners, which is the Canadian equivalent of Marshalls or a remainder store. I went into the baby section and I was just looking for some sort of towel. This one is quite thin, but I think that's actually okay, because we're talking about a small child. They don't need to be completely weighed down with a heavy towel. This one also comes with little face cloths. And then this is a little hand puppet, which is great for bath time, for washing, and also for swim lessons to have, you can play different games and songs. This was a general item. It's not just for the pool. There's good overlap of it's a good gift to take to the pool, but also something that can be used in a normal course of a week. The last two things I got gift-wise, the first I saw it and I thought it was really cute, and it's completely impractical for a baby. This is a hooded towel cape, and it is a mermaid. This is intended for a full-on toddler, but I simply loved that it is a mermaid design. So the kid's head, and then there is this cape. The sides are completely open. There's not going to be any issue with arms strapped down or swaddled. I just thought this was the cutest thing, and it was very inexpensive. I think it was $8.99 at Winners, and they're not going to use it for a few years unless it's as a traditional towel. But I just thought this was super, super cute. The last thing I got for the gift package is just a bottle of shampoo. I made sure that it had a sealed lid. This is a flip top, so you can throw it in a bag. It's not going to end up being squirted. It doesn't really matter what the brand is. It's child-safe shampoo and wash. But again, thinking ahead to taking your baby to the pool when you're postpartum, there's a lot of things to remember. Making it as easy as possible. Throw this in a reusable grocery bag. Make this your pool kit, and you don't have to unpack it except for the wet swimsuit. That's going to make things that much easier. If you wanted to, you could throw in things like baby lotion, combs, brushes, hair elastics for the mom or dad. There are other details, but I basically wanted to share the essentials as a swim instructor that I like to gift. I've done the same thing for aquatic colleagues going on maternity leave. Maybe I don't know them well enough to get them a specific gift, but going to the children's clothing store and picking out a couple of swimsuits and a towel has been really, really popular with anybody I've sent it to. Let me know if you do something similar. What is your default baby gift as a swim instructor? There's so many other ideas in terms of pool toys, bathtub toys, but I did want to share this because I just had to do this gift this week, and that is definitely my default gift. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. That really helps me with the algorithm and knowing what videos you like. If you think I missed something, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you in the next video.